Hello, hello, YouTube. A new day, new stream. Gonna be working on this painting again. And figuring out whether or not it will ever actually be done. Hopefully the answer is yes. I do now have the full image of the painting up in the corner there. So when I zoom in like this, you can still see and get a gist of the whole thing that I'm working on, which I think will be nice. Hopefully that's a desirable thing. I think it is. That's what I would want. So I think it's good. Alrighty, so when I left off last time on Dragon Ball Z, I was working on Johnny still, and I was working specifically on, ooh, a little laggy, his arm here, his silver arm, silver hand, whatever. And so I need to finish that with the actual hand part with the lighter. And then tidy up Johnny more. Need to work on his hair, need to finish the rim lighting. And he's more or less done after that. He might do a little more noodling, a little more refining, but that's about it. And then we can move on to V and touch up everything else. Just touch up, it won't take that long. I hope. Still gotta paint in like some detail into these buildings and things, but you know, it won't take too long. But yeah, so I'll probably work on it some off stream as well. I haven't been doing that recently because I've been working on other stuff, but I will probably do that after this one, or maybe after the next one. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so enjoy the stream. I might be a little quieter this stream, and I'll talk if I think of something, but I'll also, if anyone has questions or tunes in, I'll answer and talk to y'all. Anything you want to know. Right now we have basically no one watching. And the last couple streams we had very low viewers, so I'm kind of expecting that again. We'll see what happens. This is a middle of the day thing again, which is not the best time. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. But I'm streaming. The replay will be available as always, so people can catch it whenever they want if they want to watch it. I know some people do. And yeah, so feel free to chill, drink some coffee, hang out, watch me paint, do a painting yourself, work on stuff, draw, do homework, whatever. We have GameChops. I'm trying the Legend of Zelda GameChops 2, I think this is. I usually do 3, and then the next one will be the Final Fantasy thing, and then GameChops the one I usually do, but I don't think we'll go that long. This will probably be about an hour. So anyway, I'll get started. So here we go. Got my Arizona green tea today. No more caffeine today. I'm trying to cut down on the energy drinks. And I'm just doing black coffee. But I've had enough for one day of the black coffee. So, just some Arizona green tea. Tasty. Alright, so. Oh yeah, my reference I have to pull up 1 second. Forgot to lock the canvas. I gotta do that. There we go. Alrighty. Reference is ready to go. for the most part. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at the reference for the hand now. And I'll probably need to pull up the drawing again. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on. The palm has a lot going on, but it's mostly hidden. I don't think I have reference for his lighter, but I do know generally what it looks like. Do I have reference for his lighter? That's a very specific reference. I probably did at some point, but I don't think it's in here. No, I don't think so. That's okay. It's quite alright. Can I pop out this chat so I don't need to see the whole YouTube thing? Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I'll just minimize the YouTube thing and keep the chat open. That's better. Frees up a little space. It's slightly janky though when you pop out the chat, like it doesn't go down all the way. I don't know why that is. It's weird. Oh well, that's fine. So I can watch the chat still, but my YouTube thing is minimized. That's much better. Okie dokie. Now, this is such a small part. I could probably just start off right in with my little pencil. Probably don't need the big chunky brush to lay in a lot of stuff here. Okay. Just start laying in the dark parts here. Just bring this all into shadow for the time being so I can easily differentiate it. I don't know about that thumb part though, how much of that would be in shadow, maybe not that much. Actually, probably, yeah, I don't know. And if we're going by this, this will probably get, yeah, darker here in the center. Or well, wait, it's a finger though. So if I'm looking at it, his fingers aren't finger shaped though. They're actually pretty cylindrical. So let's see how that goes in. So yeah, I would kind of get the core shadow right there, I guess. And I think his fingertips are... Oh, they're not actually flat the way I drew them here. They're actually round on that silver hand. It's interesting. It's not quite what I thought it was. May have just drawn it like that to simplify it, but it's okay. As always, if anyone who tunes in has any questions, feel free to ask. I might not talk that much unless someone does start asking questions, but any questions, or if you just want to shoot the shit, whatever you want to do. Am I allowed to swear? I always forget. I think in the first 10 minutes they don't like that. Is it 10 minutes yet? It's a very good question. Stream is now shadow banned, probably. That's my excuse for having no one watching. Yeah, the middle of the day streams, they're not the best for like views, but it's sort of the best time for me to do these right now. So it is what it is. Next week I should be able to do a late stream, and that'll probably be better for the people who watch in other time zones and such. I have the music going for y'all, but I'm actually listening to a podcast. I'm not sure if that's a great move. I feel a little disconnected, but like I said, I'm watching the chat. If anyone has questions, I will respond. But if no one's watching anyway, I'll just listen to my podcast and paint, and y'all can watch the replay as you like. The archive, whatever it's called. Then let's get a bright spot here. Right on that, what would be the corner, basically. That's where that highlight would be. Pretty sure. And this one, it probably wouldn't get much of one, because it's blocked, mostly. Maybe along the edge here. Then I'll get a little bit of extra glitz, so to speak. It would be nice if I could just play the podcast, actually, but I don't know. People might not like that, and obviously it's someone else's content, so I can't do that. We could have like a watch party. Maybe we could do that in the Discord. Have a watch party of podcasts while painting. Private stream kind of thing. I'm gonna get a little bit of this reflected light from over here, just lighting up the bottom side, and that should give it some nice depth. And it's like shiny metal, so it's very reflective. It's gonna get quite strong there, because it's just basically the reflection. It'll probably be darker over this area because it's not getting as much of that reflected light. Although it is getting it from here, so maybe it would actually. And let's get a little bit of variation in this area because it's not going to be all dark like this. I'll be catching some light around here. I hate that double tap thing this tablet did. Again, if anyone can tell me how to shut that off, I'll be eternally grateful. I don't think that many people use Samsung tablets though for painting. Could be wrong. They're very good. I definitely enjoy it. I think most people like the iPad better. I'm not a big Apple guy. I like Android, so here we are. I'm the ugly green bubble or blue bubble or whichever bubble it is when I text. Stupid thing that Apple did to make people hate people who use other phones. It's so obnoxious. It's smart, but it's obnoxious. It's kind of evil. In a mild kind of way. I think this area would actually be... I'm gonna try that, because I don't think... If you look at where this hand is going, I think this would not be anything. I think this would be where the thumb starts to connect here or something, wouldn't it? Would this come through the back? That seems a little more correct. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be... and that's gonna make more sense. And I think his lighter is very dark as well, so that could create a problem. I might have to sort of change that to make it fit better. Is this the pink layer still? Yeah, let me go back to this. I'll create a new layer for messing with the lighter, trying to figure this out. Let's get rid of those lines again, see what we're dealing with. Yeah, it needs a lot of work. So let's tone that down. Okay. I think I see what's going on. So that's the pink layer, this is the lighter layer. Okay, so the part that's throwing me off is where the fingertips get round. The light is not hitting because it's coming from the other direction. So, So I guess it would be like this, and then this part I think wouldn't be catching quite as much light here. It would kind of be wrapping back a bit. Yeah, so this is gonna carry through more straight through. Love ads while I'm streaming, that's great. Straight from Samsung. Damn it, Samsung. I just talked your praises. Now you're being all gross with your ads. Terrible. Bad Samsung. I bet Apple does that too. It's just a thing that happens in the modern world. Let's see this again. Okay, yeah, okay, so that would be. Let's go back to this one. Carve that shape in there. And this part will not quite come down that far, but it's just there now, so I gotta fill it in. I think that'll get more hidden behind the finger there, but we'll see. And now that I look at it, I think this part come down lower. Let me fix that while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that looks more correct. Let's lock that layer. We'll get real dark in here. Ooh, that might be too dark. Actually. See, this is tricky because it's gonna get that reflection, but I think it's like a little more matte metal. So I'm trying to think about how that's gonna go. Maybe it should be generally darker. That might not look bad. I can kind of cheat it a little bit. This is such a small part of it. Just make it look nice as opposed to super accurate. I just want it to not look, yeah, see, it meshes too much with the, because in the game I think it's actually quite a dark metal, lighter, and if I do that here it'll just mesh with the hand, but if I make it too mid-toned it'll mesh with the fingers. So I kind of have to make it more light, but maybe just not quite this light, and then I'll put a gradient. tough. I guess the layers with these parts, maybe what if I just up the contrast for those? Yeah, maybe I'll have to lighten the palm more, but maybe something like that, and then that'll help it stand out more from the lighter as like a mid-tone. And I can make this a little bit darker now. It's tricky. Alright, let me add the gradient and see if that helps solve things. Let me get darker here. Yeah, that's kind of starting to work. I think I could go even darker here. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. That's kind of reading separate, at least. I might noodle with that more, but first let me get this little spot now. I want to make this spot more shiny. So for now, I'm just going to blow it out here. This will be more like a shiny chrome kind of metal. And then I'll lock the transparency there so I can mess with this. It's not going to be that dark. Something more like this, I think. Might be a bit much. Might be a bit too bright. Again, for anyone who tunes in, I'm not talking a lot while I'm working on this, but if you ask questions in the chat, or if you just want to chat in the chat, I am reading the chat, so I'll read it and I will respond. I'm just zoning in on this. See, that was covered it too much. I don't think I'll be able to undo all that. Have to bring some of that light back in manually. Okay, it's kind of working. We're getting somewhere, as I love to say. Okay, let's turn that line off because it's throwing me off now. That might actually be turning too much. I don't think you'll see that much of that edge. I think it's a lot more subtle, which is kind of how I originally had it, but I thought it might look better. Yeah, I think that's better. A little too intense with the shiny reflections, so probably tone that down. Should have titled this lighter painting stream, Zippo stream. Super fun stuff, but it's a part of the image. It's gotta get done. Oh yeah, okay, now the hand needs to be fixed. This palm is way too dark. That's probably as dark as it should be. Something like that. And then we'll add some slightly lighter parts. A little too dark again. There we go. This part's covered by more chords. Go kind of differently. Kind of wrap around like this. Okay, that's reasonable. I want to go cut this out so it doesn't keep looking weird. It's throwing me off. Is it this one? This one? Why is there multiple of these? Okay, and then these are probably here for a reason, so don't know what it is, but I'm gonna cut these out too. Probably should have made a selection. That would have made this whole process easier. That's okay. Yeah, it's getting somewhere, but I think it needs more work for sure. Yeah, so for one, I think it might be more like this, kind of. It's not a great silhouette the way it is right now. It could be better. So that might need to be addressed more. But for the moment, I'm gonna go with what I got. But I think one thing I could do is change that. I have way too many layers. I'm gonna get rid of some of these. Adjust this pink layer so that the thumb is coming a little more forward like I had it before. Dang it, there's that double tap again. Yeah, and this got a little too dark. It's kind of lost in here. So we'll add some kind of BS rim light just to kind of differentiate it a bit more. And it's too, I think it's just too long also. for the pinky finger. I think it should, because I know what the idea was here that I had. I think, like, it's coming down forward more. So the front part is, like, correct, but it's the knuckle comes out too far. And it's not straight enough for how robotic it is. These are literally just cylinders. They're not even finger-shaped in the reference. It's crazy. I thought they were a little bit more finger-shaped. At least the outer covering. The inside a little more finger-shaped. Which kind of makes sense. Damn, it's still like too dark. I just have to cheat it more. Oops, wrong layer. Whee, way too many layers. Yeah. Okay, that's rating a little better, but I do think it needs that highlight coming in here, wrapping around, and falling off a bit. Maybe give it like a cheaty little center highlights, just give it a little more depth, form, all that good stuff. And then I need to adjust this silhouette just a bit more. Yeah, okay, the base is there. It definitely needs more refinement. I need to add in the separate parts and things, but it is more than it was. So it's decent progress there. And it's too dark. I see now. I see part of the problem. This is way too dark for this core shadow reflection thing. Okie dokie. I'm probably gonna call it there. Short stream today. And then I will get more going on that. It's still a little too dark, that core shadow, but it's better than it was for sure. And it might just need some more adjustments in general, like with the curve adjustment, to get those values kind of a little more what I want them to be. But of course it needs more work with the separation of the finger bits and everything too. I'm definitely going to start working on this outside of the stream as well, because you know, 1 hour on the streams is not enough. I'm going to need to do some more work, and not all of it's going to be interesting to watch too. So I'm going to work on that. But let me see here. I think this may be a stream where actually no one tuned in. Oh, I have 2 views. So someone tuned in at some point. Cool. Well, I'm glad someone saw it for a little while. I hope you enjoyed it. And the archive will be up as always. This was a quiet one, but just working on stuff. Not super interesting part of it, but just a part that needs to be done, just like any other part of the painting. So, thank you anyone who did tune in. Thank you anyone who watches the archive. And I will stream again at least 2 times this week. I'm going to keep at least 3 going. 3 per week. And maybe I will stream me working on some comics, because that might be more interesting to watch some energetic drawing as opposed to just this rendering, painting thing. So look forward to that if that sounds interesting to you. And thanks for any support. I'm grateful to everyone who subscribes. I will have more MMXFPS stuff as well. You can check out the update stream I did recently if you're interested in that and you haven't seen it yet. There goes my alarm telling me to stop. Okay, so I will see you guys on the next one. Later.